Hello, good evening. So I won't be here long because I got three. Yep, wait a minute, hold on. Three, two, one. I have three more of my spirit dolls that I need to get done. But I wanted to come and talk about how just the abnormality of the next level need for people in social media. First of all, my love relationships. I tend to look at them as very real. Everybody should. And the people that are in my life, they're not in my life for purposes of social media validation. The people in my life, of course, the four children that I labored for hours, gave birth to, the grandchildren that I was there for at their birth, they're definitely not in existence due to social media validation. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that anybody that has shared their pregnancy in social media, because I did the same exact thing. But obviously, the real people in my life, my significant other, I have never, ever in my life, nor would I ever, ever, ever use people in my real life to impress people in social media or to prove, not, you know what, not impress people, to prove something to social media, especially when it comes in terms to that black sector. This is a group of people who have purposely tried to harm the people in my life. So I would never have the I don't even believe in that. I don't believe in that. But what is not normal, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. I met my significant other August of 2024. And I truly believe that me and him have had our own problems that we needed to work through. But then again, also the problems and the tricks and the crud in social media did exacerbate our issues that we are now trying to work through. But what is not normal, and I'm going to tell you, this is not normal for you to have a candid conversation with somebody, for you to have a conversation with somebody that's based upon, like, really, to me, when I look back at that situation, it was more so about survival and dealing with people in social media that are so obsessed with you that you almost want to placate them just so that it won't be a problem. And you know what, I've been doing that, and I have done that, and I truly believe that the only reason why a lot of these males have gotten away with that, have gotten that over on me, is because they're black, right? That's the only reason, that they would even feel that they can do that. But the reason why I'm saying this is because, first of all, I was over here doing readings, and then I slept kind of late today, so I was able to get some much needed extra rest. And then I'm dealing with, both of my daughters are kind of, they have colds. My granddaughter has like a cold, and so I'm working on healing work for them, because I don't the common cold to me is not common, so I don't just accept that. But just dealing with life. And while I'm dealing with life, there's this complete stranger on the internet who, you know I probably should have never gotten involved with someone else, because he's the one that kept the door open to all these weird people. And it's a time in my life that I just want to forget about. It's a time in my life, a time frame in my life that I just want to move forward from. Okay. Obviously, if you're a woman and you have a certain way that you like to live and you have a certain lifestyle and you have a certain way about yourself, obviously, you're not going to want to be involved with a male that keeps in contact with or stays involved in a situation with undesirable people prototypes. I personally feel like a man should be strong enough about himself. If you truly don't want to be involved with people like that, then you should be able to assert yourself as a man. You should be able to say it, hey, I don't want to be involved with nothing like this. And then if the people on the internet or whatever keeps coming at you, I feel like you're a man, you should have a plan. You should have some kind of plan of action to where you're not feeling like you're being forced to be a part of something. Like I feel like for a woman that may be okay, but I feel like a man is supposed to say, hey, I said, cut it. I don't want nothing to do with this situation. I'm done with it. And he's going to make it happen. Okay. So I personally feel like there are some people that they will know what the expectation is and they will front like they like but really in reality you want to play around with all these people. You want to play around with these weird goofy people. Okay? You want to play around with it. And so this is something that I've accepted a long time ago. And unfortunately, because I got personally involved with somebody that was definitely could not assert himself as a man, even if he wanted to. He didn't have enough standards as a man to say, hey, I don't want to be involved with ignorant stuff. I'm the one that's having to suffer because of it. And I'm the one that have had to roll with the punches because of it. And I don't like it. It's not normal for me to pretty much, I don't want to say I was trolling, but it's not normal for me to be involved in a situation that I never actually wanted to be involved with. But yet it's this dude, it's this guy that he's like a somebody that I never met up with this person. I never talked to him. But yet why is he sharing my photographs and some old bullshit message that he knows that I sent to him? He knows that I sent that message to him because I was involved with somebody that I actually did mistakenly meet up with, and he knows that I was dealing with the bullshit of that. You knew it was bullshit. You knew that I didn't mean what the fuck I said when I sent it to you. Yet you're gonna post it on your channel without any dates, trying to pretend as though I just sent that to you yesterday when you knew from the beginning that that's not what I meant. You knew if I were interested in you, I would have met up with you. I would people that are interested in somebody, right? Most of the time, a person that's interested in a person is going to somehow keep in touch with them. I mean, even if you lose touch with someone, I'd say give somebody 3 to 6 months, especially if there was some problems, right? But if somebody never calls you, never makes contact with you in years, like I'm talking about behind the scenes, I'm talking about somebody that doesn't try to talk to you, bless you, baby, that pretty much means that they're not interested, is what that means. Okay. And so the problem is that this person that I'm talking about has a desire to affect people's personal lives from behind the computer. This is what a stalker does. A stalker will contact family members to manipulate, like I'm talking about. will just stalk you, trying to start trouble. And that's exactly what this person has done. And right now I am fixing the situation, because I'm saying to this person, listen, in 2029, no, I'm joking. In 2020, I played around with you because I was playing around with a man that I should have never been involved with. But in August of 2024, I met the love of my life, that it would literally break me if I were to lose him. It would literally break me. You are not relevant to me. I had not met this person yet. Although I knew they existed, I just met him August of last year. That changed everything. Yes, yes, it changed everything. Exactly. I can't even take this troll seriously, because I'm being serious right now. And you talking about Mr. Superbomb. I can't. I guess it is good and therapeutic to laugh at it, but I'm being serious. Let me tell you something. When I met that man, everything changed, because it was somebody that I had been waiting for my entire life. Once I met him, I didn't want the other one, and I don't want you. Never have wanted you. But it's when somebody has a place in your life, when you meet a person, when you're like, okay, yeah, and I met him later on in life. Yes, I was we were both our age, right? And then you got somebody in social media that's trying to make it real. You're trying to make it real. You're trying to make it seem like you matter to me, but you don't. And see, this is where social media can be fucked up, because of men like that. You know damn well I have no interest in you. I don't love you. If you were to die today, I would fucking celebrate. I'm not even gonna lie. If this dude over in Michigan would just drop dead today, or either get ran over by a vehicle, or somebody was to shoot him, guys, I hate to say it, I'm just being honest. I would not mourn this person. I would actually be like, thank the gods. I'm serious. I hate to be that way, but because what he's doing now at this point, and what he's been doing for months, is trying to claim me. Imagine how I am supposed to explain that to my new lover, to my significant other. Imagine. Imagine having to explain this goofy ass situation to a new person in your life that has nothing to do with that shit, does not understand, has not been around, but knows that he has feelings for you, but he may run into some stupid shit like that in social media. I was just telling somebody today during a reading that typically women or men don't talk about their ex in new relationships, and unless the ex is stalking the person. Stevan is not my new man. It's not Stevan. Okay, again, this is stuff that's made up by people in social media that have a desperate need for content and have a desperate need for validation. Stevan, have me and you ever met? No, we have not. It's not Stevan. Okay. So Stevan is a supporter, and that's it. Me and Stevan have never met. Stevan has never, I didn't meet Stevan at the extended stay over in Lilburn. Stevan has never lived around the corner from me where I could just literally go walk a couple of feet to go and see him. No, it's a different person. Totally different person. So again, you got this dude in social media that, and Stefan, I'm sorry about, right, exactly. I'm sorry about this person. That's how sick they are. But in reality, this person has some kind of mental retardation. And while he's calling other people retarded, he's stalking people and doing what he's doing. Imagine being a woman having to explain to a man that you met in real life, somebody you have touched, somebody that you see every single day, somebody that is important to you. Imagine having to explain to that person that you've never met this man in social media that is trying to claim your love in social media. Imagine that. And see, when people have people in their real life, everybody doesn't treat the people in their real life like a gimmick. My relationship with him, it wasn't a gimmick. It wasn't a play button for YouTube. But you got YouTube couples on here who, to me, they're not actually couples. They're just gimmicks. I don't bring my man in social media. I never would bring him in social media because I know he would be stalked. But he is very much a part of my life, and I would like to keep him in my life. But I shouldn't have to explain that to him. Unfortunately, I have to because of these thirsty. It's not normal for you to be that thirsty for validation. It's not normal for you to be that thirsty to be a manipulator. You're not normal. You sitting up here with your woman stalking other people. I'm sitting up here telling you that I met somebody, that I met the love of my life in August of 2024, and your need for validation and to carry on this fake bullshit in social media every single day. I'm over here asleep. I woke up to it. I schedule a reading. I do a reading today. I just got done with that reading like 30 minutes ago. And you over there got photographs of me up and messages that I sent you 5 years ago when I was dealing with somebody that was not the correct person. Because honestly, if a woman is with the correct man, she don't have to play games with another man. So you knew I was playing games with you. You knew that the love was not real, but for some reason, because of social media validation that you can't obtain or attain on your own, you're trying to use me to prove something to another man. Because for some reason, and I don't see why anybody would do that in that sector. If I listen, if I were anybody in a person's life, I would not choose to nor be cool with somebody that readily opens me up to this very toxic group of people. This is the reason why if I could go back and do it over, I would not have my children, they wouldn't even know who my kids are. And there's no need for me to do that to a new man in my life too. He's not new. He's somebody that I was very familiar with, but that I had just met him last year. I would never expose him to that. And like these dudes are purposely trying to break us up by saying all this stupid shit But these men are abusive. Like I said, I exposed the fact that half the time I was being date raped, drugged. So what you're doing is not doing nothing but making me peel back the layers of the onion. It doesn't matter how many sick females you got on your side, because I was talking to somebody today about how it is literally an epidemic. I don't know what this is about the Black community in particular, but it is an epidemic of even Black women that are constantly trying to work against relationships constantly. Not saying all Black women are like that. Black women, girl, you don't need no man. Girl, we don't need no man. Girl, I'm 50 years old. Girl, I don't need no man. Girl, I'm 40 years old. I don't need no man. I don't need no man on that. I need my man. I want my man. I need him. I want him. I desire him. I love him. Nobody should have to go throughout their life without a fucking man. These people are now in social media. You can't say nothing. You can't, and they just deadly. You don't need no man, girl. You don't need no man, girl. You don't need no man. What? Hey, listen, we are tired of that. Us Black, because I did a reading for somebody last night. Right. I understand that, but it's still Black men in social media are up to that no good, because it created problems in my relationship with him. Once a relationship is over with a woman, that man should not be out in social media discussing what happened and what y'all did. He should not be doing that. That's weird. That's weird. What's up with these Black men that do that? I'm gonna tell you why they do that. They do it purposely to hate. And you know what? There's a spell for that. There is a binding for that. Somebody fucking fucks up and makes a mistake and fucks around with you. Okay? Because I'm not a slut and I'm not a whore. Okay? I just unfortunately dealt with the wrong fucking man. And you know what? It's a lot of us women that made that goddamn mistake. It's a lot of us women that made that mistake. But you being in social media trying to make it a part of a fucking person's legacy, please believe that you will fail miserably at what you're doing. You're not going to push away everybody in my goddamn life just because you need to have fucking some kind of stupid ass shit, some kind of damn agenda that you own in social media that makes no fucking sense. I will thrash you. I'm letting anybody and everybody know that if you're on this platform trying to embarrass my man, if you're on this platform trying to push him away from me, if you're on this platform trying to talk him into not loving me, you gonna get your motherfucking ass thrashed. You need to be thrashed. You messing with real love, your heart need to stop beating. That's a fact. That's real love right there. That man that I met, I'm not going to give you his name. I'm not going to show you his photograph so you can stalk him. No. And then tried to play games with me for months, talking about some, well, he don't exist then. Like, it's like, okay, well, then he don't exist. I know that he does. Okay, but to you, he don't have to exist to you. I don't have to exist to you either. I wish I didn't exist to you. I really do. It would be nice if I just no longer existed to you. That would be amazing. And any of y'all doing that in social media, trying to stigmatize somebody to where you're trying to create obstacles in their relationship or them getting a job, y'all gonna reap y'all reaping it today. Y'all gonna reap it today because we all know what y'all trying to do. And y'all have done this to people. Y'all have done this to people. Y'all have. And I think it's absolutely fucking disgusting what y'all do. I do. I'm not even gonna fucking play with you. Okay. It is absolutely disgusting. And to Mr. Shiny Head, um, I know he's dealing with it, and he's dealing with it. It's hard. It would be hard. It probably was a situation to where I should not have announced to a bunch of bitter ass haters. Should have never said nothing that I met him. But you know what I'm saying? Everybody makes that mistake when you on cloud nine, when you really love somebody and you like somebody, you want to tell you want to tell the world. You do. But in reality, you got to have your ducks in a row, and you got to be prepared for that, especially when you're dealing with a bunch of people that enjoy manipulating people. They immediately went to work to try to make it seem like I wasn't worthy of having somebody. This is exactly what these people have been doing, even though I am. And so, like I said, what God is brought together, you can never tear apart. That's all I gotta say. Because it was God that brought me together with him. So you know what? Your little antics in social media is not gonna work. Yeah, he does. It's not even him. If it's not him, these lesbian type of females are going to the other one. Y'all got to understand that most of those men in that black sector are being coached by lesbians. They're being coached by lesbian black women. If some of them are white women, they're being coached by these women who they have a mission of stopping. Like I'm giving y'all a warning. I actually spoke with somebody last night. You'd be surprised. I was talking to this sister. I was telling her, I was like, hey, listen, it's a lot of that type of black magic going around here. They do not want you to be in love or have a good relationship with a man. And they will do everything in their power to tear it down and to tear that man down. This is something that I've noticed, that there are some people in the black community, especially with that personality. That's why when I hear about a woman complaining about her man or what he did, I'm not just quick to say, girl, you don't need no man anyway. Men ain't no good, girl. Ain't none of them no good. They just all ain't no good. See, I don't, you don't never hear me saying that, because I don't come from a bitter perspective, because I know what type of manipulation is out there. For some reason, I don't know what it is, what happens to women, and they tried to do it to me, which is why they were trying to get this dude like that. I feel like they were trying to force me to be a lesbian. Like they wanted, like they're literally trying to force lesbianism on people with this fake shit, with this man that's over the fucking top, disrespectful. And it's like all I got to do is think about my significant other. That's all I got to do is think about him and know what type of man he is, and then know in real life. It's like people in social media lose their mind. It's like they lose it, and all of a sudden they're not human anymore. I think it's ridiculous. Then you got people in social media with fake social media relationships, knowing knowing like it's weird. You get a DL couple, the woman is actually a lesbian and the man is actually DL gay, and they're trying to attack real relationships. You got people with fake love on here trying to attack people's real love. What's up with that? And trust me, this is not against the LGBT community. I have a friend that's gay. I love him very much. He is amazing. He is amazing. And he's told me the truth about some crazy people that are in the LGBT community. Trust me. Everybody in the LGBT community is not crazy. So you're in social media knowing that you're like, first of all, I suspect that this dude is a woman. I do. And no shade to any transgender woman or man, transgender woman or man. But if you're actively in social media trying to ruin my relationship with my significant other, and you're saying all these disgusting things about me, you're gonna hear from my spirits. I'll be damned. I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna lose that man. And you should never let your man go just because these fucking people are doing shit like this. And it don't even have to be somebody LGBT. It can be somebody that is heterosexual. But we all know that they're not, because the chick that I had a lesbian the other night on the DL Dudes channel talking to me about my man, saying negative things about him. And I know for a fact that this chick is a lesbian. I know for a fact that the father of her child is bisexual. What's up with that? Why y'all doing that? And what's up with these women running around here telling women to not be with a man? What's up with women running around here trying to judge? That's why that's why as a woman, I don't want to talk to just any woman about my man and what's going on between us. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Because you know what? She's gonna put her negative, nasty opinion, her bitter opinion, based upon the fact that she can't get over and move on from her past. Most of the time when you hear these women out here, they like, oh girl, that man ain't no good and da da da. They're either living in a reality where the men ain't none of the men no goddamn good, or either they just can't simply move on from their past. Move the fuck forward. You're 50, you're 60 years fucking of age, and you still tripping off of what somebody did to you in your 20s and your 30s. And then you trying to spread it around like a damn virus to everybody else. In the meantime, trying to do spell work because you want everybody else. That's why I'm saying y'all got to protect y'all relationships. Y'all got to protect the person that you love. Because people out there is, and you know what? As a woman that knows about the manipulation of black magic and witchcraft, once I find out that a female is like that, to the point where she real bitter and angry, and she just want to go out and cause destruction because she got hurt 20 years ago, or while she was growing up she got hurt, and now she going around, all she want to do is manipulate everybody to suffer the same thing, the exact same thing that she suffered. I ain't fucking with you, because I'm sorry, as a woman, my man in my life is very important to me. You know what I'm saying? That's of great importance. He's VIP in my life. And no, accept, I would never accept saying, well, it was better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. I'm going to fight for my fucking man to the fucking death, just like I'd fight for my children. So I'm sorry, I'm seeing a lot of that going on. I'm seeing a lot of the agenda. And y'all got to be careful, because once these people and they bad spirit touches your situation, it takes a great deal of healing. And you know what? I personally have been doing that. And, you know, in fact, I just got done doing a healing doll, and I'm getting ready to get the rest of them done. Just did a healing spirit doll. Uh, yeah, yeah. So I got to get off of here, but I see what y'all doing, and it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. That's why I don't listen to relationship gurus that are coming from a bitter place. If you saying some stuff that is conducive with the truth, and if you're saying things that support healthy relationships, then I may listen to you. But otherwise, I'm not listening to you be biased. See, my job, especially when I'm doing these readings for people, is I have to be biased. I have to drop whatever personal situation I am going through or have dealt with. I'm not going to base what I see during a reading on any experience necessarily that I have had. I'm going to read what I see. And it's a lot of people that have that problem. It's an emotional blockage that they have within their spiritual gifts, which is why they ain't hitting on point like I am. This is the reason why people want to know my perspective, because they know that I'm not biased. I'm not going to say, girl, you need to just leave that man. Girl, oh, that man ain't no good. Oh, you mean, oh, God. No, my heart ain't even like that. This is the reason why sometimes, because I just spoke to somebody that said that they went to somebody that was supposed to be protecting their relationship, and a bunch of crazy shit happened. Now tell me how the hell you gonna go to a practitioner and all of a sudden the practitioner's worst fears are manifesting within your relationship. It's because the heifer don't know what she doing. The heifer is bitter, and she wants everybody else to go through what the fuck she went through. That's a fact. And that is coming off in the work that they do. That's why everybody can't do work for people. Okay, that's why everybody can't do work for people, because because it's very suspicious. You see what I'm saying? So y'all got to be careful who y'all allowing to touch y'all loved ones like that. You don't just go to anybody and be like, "I need you to do it." You need to be aware of people. That's just like I was telling y'all about my male client. He came to me, was it like I think it was in 2023 was when I started working with him, and he wanted me to do some love reunion work for him. And I did. They was together for, like, they was back together. I got them back together. He had already went to somebody prior to me, though, that he shouldn't have went to, gave them her information, and they was already working on breaking them up permanently. So I was able to get them back together. He comes back and he like, we broke up again, and I got diagnosed with diabetes and da 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 da. And I'm like, somebody doing work on you. You know what I'm saying? And he's so far gone to the point where I just had to go ahead and tell him, hey, listen, I can't, like maybe I'll work with you again in the future. You're gonna have to pay me some money because you too much trouble. You too much trouble. And then you got an attitude with me. I ain't got time for that. But he's the one that told me that he went to that male practitioner that, and I know goddamn well he did it. He just gonna lie in my face. Tell me I did not go to that person. Why you tell me about him then? Tell me I had went to this dude, and he had made the suggestion that I should curse her to force her to get back with me. And I said, well, you didn't do that, did you? He was like, nah, 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 I ain't do that. He did it. He did it. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me if you do something like that. Because you know what? Okay, guys, for some reason, I'm getting a phone call. I'm going to see who this phone call is. But don't lie to me if you've done something like that, because that's going to determine the work that needs to be done, and that's going to determine how much I charge you. Because sometimes I may be needing to trap or remove or destroy an intranquil spirit or some other type of spirit. And you shouldn't lie to us, because otherwise, how the fuck? And I told him when me and him fell out, I said, she ain't never coming back to you. And he was like, why you saying that? Why you being negative? I said, because you went to that dude that put a curse on her. Ain't no woman gonna be with you and you done cursed her. A relationship should not be a curse. I'm like, what are you tripping off of? No, he wasn't the male practitioner. This was somebody else. Mike is not a practitioner. He may want to be because he wants to scam people and make money and steal from people, but he's not a practitioner. And you should never go to a practitioner that makes that suggestion. Don't ever go to a practitioner that says, hey, I'm going to have to curse your loved one to get like, no, you don't do stuff like that. You know what happened? You know what happened? Her son committed suicide. I said, I can't do nothing for you. I said, we done. We done. Why would you do something that's stupid? I understand men do stupid stuff. And that's why I said a lot of you men need to, if a male practitioner speaks that way or makes suggestions like that, you need to come and get the touch of a woman practitioner, and not one of them female practitioners that's hell bent. For me, I've got several couples right now that I'm protecting. Some of them in social media, I don't even know them. I'm like, I'll just, I'm protecting both of my daughters have been with their men for years, and I protect their relationships. But there's a few other people that I protect in their relationships because I know for a fact that it's bitter, angry, stupid people that are constantly looking for couples to break up. And it's because there is something wrong with them people. You don't realize how important somebody's relationship is to them. And then when their relationship is important, you're very judgmental. It's absolutely disgusting what they out here doing, and y'all need to be careful out here with some of these people, these practitioners. What will end up happening, and see, this is the whole thing about it. For me, when I got into the relationship with my significant other that I'm with now, I had no fear whatsoever, and I still don't, that these people in social media can tear us down. They may be able to separate us so that, because he needed time to clear his head, because he ain't used to no shit like that. You people are goofy. Them people in that black sector, goofy. Good, but like, nobody in this world is anything remotely like you weird ass people. So I don't give a damn what he do. I'm willing to forgive him to the moon and fucking back. For real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know that my energy is not going to let him step out of bound way too much, and while we dealing with that damn negativity. That's somebody that I love. I keep an eye on him. I keep an eye on him to make sure that he is good. Y'all got to be careful with these people, man. Next thing you know, that's why a lot of black people are single, because you either got a manipulative, meddlesome ass person that is in a relationship with somebody that they're not happy with, or it's somebody that's in some kind of weird ass perverted situation, or you just got somebody that they just want to prove that the same thing that happened to them is going to happen to everybody. That's why you have to be very careful. First of all, Mr. Shiny Head, quit listening to everything that you hear about in that black sector. That man does not owe me any money. If me and him, if I ever gave him a dime, trust me, he already has given it back. So that's nothing but another lie and a rumor from desperate people. Can you believe somebody is so desperate for validation that they would lie like that on someone that they don't even know the identity of that person? Now, see, that ain't even true. This is just black folk gossiping. That's that's why they say all skin folk ain't kin folk. That man ain't took one drop, no dime, and no damn money from me. And if I ever gave him any money, trust and believe that man already gave that money back. Well, you don't need to be believing that my dude is taking, he ain't took no money from me and ran off with no money. That's a fucking lie. That shit was made up by people that are desperate for something to talk about. And we all know how black women can become triggered. Well, shit. Well, hell. And what part of the game is that? Well, I don't respect her and da 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 da. That's why they say stuff like that. I'm telling you, I know the black community like the back of my fucking hand. I'm a black woman. I can show receipts from my clients. Listen, I got receipts from my clients from money that my clients have paid to me. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to play out all of the dysfunction and the delusion from the black community. I'm not here to do that, man. And I'm sorry. I just never have agreed with y'all. And I think that the black community has a problem with being supportive of relationships. I think it's sad. And I think that that's why black women end up looking, being very manly. I think that they will literally follow you around trying to make sure that you're single. For some reason, black people have this obsession with tearing down relationships. This is a fact. And y'all got to watch out for it. Y'all, it's always there. It's like a machine. It's like a misery machine. And it's usually rooted in some kind of perversion. Because as a woman, why are you worried about another woman's vagina? Like, that's weird to me. Like, in people, and then they look up and they be 50 or 60 and single, and you wonder why you ended up like that, because you allow that female archetype in your life to consistently keep your ass single, because in reality she got penis envy. Y'all realize that it's a lot of people that are in this world that like they can be a woman, they can look like a woman, they can embrace themselves as a woman, but in reality they wish that they were a man. I've noticed that about people. That's why they always meddling with people. They always got something negative to say, but then yet they always trying to have a man in their life. Some of them will actually have a man in their life, but he's like a decoy. She ain't got no love for this man, really. He's just like a decoy, some a voodoo doll that she using. I don't get it. And I'm sorry, I am a hopeless romantic. I don't do stuff like that. I don't want to hear your perspective. I don't want to be with a man that's sitting up here discussing our sex life with you out in the open, being perverted. Like, a man is supposed to, I believe a man is supposed to carry himself in a certain way. You don't sit up here telling people what we do sexually. No, I don't need that kind of validation. No, I know what me and you do, and I know what me and you got with each other, and that's all that matters. So I'm not for a man or a woman that behaves that way, because that's exactly been the entire problem this entire time with these people. And I'm sitting up here like very embarrassed Because I'm like, nobody should be discussing people's sex life like that. Like, what is wrong with these people? Like, to me, that's disgusting. Hell yeah, I'm gonna keep him hidden. Even when we get back together, I'm not going I want to enjoy the relationship for at least, if I release him to the public, if he decides, okay, let's do this publicly, I'll go ahead and well, of course, my family and my children know who he is, and y'all better not be contacting them either. I've banned y'all from contacting my family to find out who he is. It's something fucked up gonna happen to you if you do that shit. Okay, stay the fuck out of my business. But I like to just enjoy him and enjoy the relationship for at least a decade. No, at least a year or two before people see him. You know what I'm saying? Before people know who he is. And trust me, when I gave birth to Jacob, it brought a bunch of bullshit out of the woodworks. Having a biracial child, especially, brought out the crazies. It did. It brought out the crazy people, y'all. Marvin 11 inches is funny. It is a secret. Don't nobody know who that man is. And I ain't telling it. Okay. In fact, it's a whole ass mess because me and him, we definitely ended up having problems because of that sector. Because nobody wants to have to deal with that. Like I think that he's dealing with it, and I think we're both dealing with it. Like I said, we're both cancers. I protected the both of us for real from outside influences because people will try to get to his head through me because they don't know who the fuck he is. And he's really sensitive. People been through a lot. When you get to be our age, you've been through a lot. By the time you reach our age, a lot of people are like, I don't even want to even try. And I'm like, no, I'm like, you gon' first of all, he don't look old and he's not old. The man looks very young for his age. You know what I'm saying? Uh, he looks very healthy. He's very healthy. Um, and he's still. I mean, we still young enough to where we can push a kid out with each other. We can still have a kid together. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't about to let nobody be no influence over him. Seriously. Well, I ain't never been in the sector. The sector are just stalkers. I've never been in that sector. Nobody is going to find him. Trust me. Nobody's going to find him. Nobody. Between the protection that I put around him and the protection that he already has, ain't nobody going to find him. Trust me. Because ain't none of them people in that sector as powerful as that man. That man is powerful. Okay, like they think they got some resonance of power. That man is a powerhouse. That's a fact, and it doesn't matter what opinion people have about where he was staying, where I was staying. That doesn't mean anything. That does not mean anything. I already stated that me and him were in that exact location together because that was how we were supposed to meet. That's how we were supposed to come together. So I ain't never been in the cesspool. That's what I'm saying. But they just make it look like that. Somebody talking about you and stalking you and sweating you and acting thirsty for your validation does not mean that you're in something. That's just like that. That's just like Bum Dot. Bum Dot can talk about me every day all he want. He can put up my photograph. It still doesn't mean that I'm involved with his sector, and it still doesn't mean that I'm involved with him. And I got a feeling he gonna be doing that for the rest of his goddamn miserable life. He's almost 50. Literally, since he was in his late 30s, he's been doing this shit. Literally. And I don't have nothing to do with him. And I don't have nothing to do with the other one either. Because, and we would have broke up regardless if he would have stayed or left that sector. Now he's in it. We was going to break up anyway. But the fact that he just, like, why would you socially involve yourself with shit like that? Why would you do that? You can disagree all the hell you want. Nobody tells it. But what are you going to force somebody to be a part of a group of people? No, he didn't come up. Lamar's been over there stalking me. Let's get it straight. That's why I'm even making this live. We never were dating. I've never met that dude, and the last time I spoke to him on the phone was in 2017. He's just ultra thirsty. I haven't spoken to Lamar in almost a decade on the fucking phone. And that's a fact. If you count the years since I've spoken to him briefly on the phone, it's been 8 years since then. I've never dated him. There's never been anything between us. I've never met him. I've never been in the same room with him. It's yeah, no. Yeah, you're fried. That whole sector is a fraud, though. The whole thing is nothing but made up shit. And I ain't never seen, yeah, I ain't never seen nothing like it before in my life. You're welcome, inquisitive buyer. Bomb dot. Stefan, you are so funny. But anyway, y'all, let me get off of here. Okay, y'all have a good night. Now, all I know is that is that we protected from that sector. Ain't nobody over here delusional. Them people were absolutely delusional. I gotta go. I gotta pull these herbs and stuff. Bye. Thanks for the content. It ain't content. I'm speaking real right now. This is not, yeah, more than likely, but this is honestly how I feel. And, like when I made the announcement about my significant other, when I made the announcement about him, I honestly was not doing that for any form of validation or to make anybody mad. Any Ask anybody normal when if you meet somebody that is that, what's the word that I'm looking for, that is that important, you're gonna want to say something. So I was not doing that to embarrass or humiliate anybody. I was saying that because I wanted people to know that I met the love of my life and that I would appreciate it if people from the past would leave us alone so that we could move forward. Unfortunately, these people are too miserable to do that. And so that's why not only do I protect and defend my children and my grandchildren from those crazy people that act crazy as hell, but I'm also protecting my significant other from them all the time because they are and we just want to forget. Honestly, me and my family, we're just trying to forget. In fact, I don't even discuss that black sector with my daughters. My daughter is like almost due, and like it's called real life. It's called real life. You know what I'm saying? There's videos of my daughter looking so pretty, so pregnant. I can't even upload them to my channels. I can't even do that. I cannot do it because of that sector. I can't do it. It's sad. It's fucking sad when you are so toxic and you don't even know it. You don't even realize how toxic you are. You just in a delusion thinking that it's normal. But people that are toxic like that, they think it's normal. So my job is to keep all that toxic energy away from my family, which is the purpose of at least 4 or 5 of these spirit dolls that I'm making. So whenever you got an adversarial adversary like that, when you have somebody that's like that or people that's like that, it hurts them. They feel like, oh my God, you're hurting me. The fact that I can't spew my negativity to you, it hurts me. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. They take all the rest of my spiritual advice except for when I say transmute your negative energy. Stop trying to send your negative energy to me and my family. Transmute it. Transmute it. No, we're not going to ever be your sacrifices or your scapegoat. Transmute it. I'm not going to take that advice. I'm going to do what I think is right. No, well, what you're doing is definitely wrong, and I'm going to let you know that. And aside from that fact, let people be happy, man. To me, I feel like the audience should be upset. I feel like people in social media should feel insulted because they've kept stuff going. And here I am sitting up here trying to show as many people positivity and the silver lining. No, Jamila, no, I want to consistently ingest negativity and toxic waste. No, Jamila, you're not going to make me see any happiness. I just want to go and watch these people be miserable and toxic all day. Fine, you choose that for yourself, but we don't choose that. Y'all got to love yourself more than that crap. Just try it. Try to do something other. Try to listen to something other than negativity all day. Negative this, negative that. All day long. Social media is supposed to be giving us a break from the news and stuff and all of the negativity, and all they do is bring y'all negativity. And I don't be trying to give y'all negativity. I'm trying to bring y'all enlightenment so that y'all will understand. They will lie and y'all want to believe in the lies that they tell. That don't even make no sense. Everybody know I ain't never been interested in no damn bum dot. Everybody know Bum Dot has been dating people that I know to try to make it look like, yeah, I'm gonna date people that she know to make it look like I can make it look like I'm making her jealous. But I've never been interested in you. Yeah, you have. I talked to you on the phone. I was just being nice. Well, what about this and that? Okay, that was a mistake. I'm sorry that I did that. But the only man in my life that I love, well, my father, he's deceased, but I've got 2 sons. I love my son-in-laws and then my significant other. I don't love none of these. How can you love that? Somebody that just, I'm sorry, I can't. And you know what? It's like I told somebody last night. When shit is right, that's when it'll be over. Otherwise, I'm going to raise hell with your motherfucking ass. And it ain't got to be in social media. I'm raising hell with you until everything is right. Everything is on point the way that it should be. You going to catch hell from me. And until I'm back with my lover. Until then, me and you are going to be beefing. Until then, me and you are going to be at odds. And it ain't got to be in social media because I got lots of beef for you. I got lots of heat for you over here. Yes, I do. Because I don't appreciate somebody trying to be an influence and push somebody away from me that I love. I don't appreciate that. No, I just call them my son-in-laws. Why y'all think my daughters, they gonna stay with their men too? My daughters ain't gonna be single. Shit, I ain't falling for no damn okey doke. My daughters have men in their life that take care of them as much as possible. Okay, they're younger. Leave the younger people alone. I wouldn't do a breakup or a separate because you a bitter bitch and that's why we binding you. So anyway, yeah, matter of fact, speaking of which, let me go. Cause y'all ain't about to sit up here and interfere with nobody's relationship. I'll fix it and I'll make sure of it. I'll make sure of it. In fact, let me finish my project. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.